afternoon, sir. We know that all of you are very busy and committed members of your respective organizations. And therefore, I thank you on behalf of the Army Commander for taking our time and coming here all the way from Jammu. I also welcome all the friends who have come all the way from Udhampur here. Though a small distance, but no journey is small if the steps taken are in the right direction. At this juncture, a brief recap of the sequence of events so far is in order. Sir, as the day commenced, upon arrival, the media persons were handed over a data card, which was a compilation of all the data. For example, ceasefire violations, terrorists killed, number of surrenders for the entire year 2020. Thereafter, they were briefed on the sequence of events for the format for the informal interaction was explained to them, which is going to be deferred live. In this format, the statements are recorded, taken to the editing desk, and before being printed or aired. There is
सजदाए मौला मेहरबानी करम कर दे 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 कश्मीर की झोली में रब्बा खुशियां तू भर दे कश्मीर की झोली में रब्बा खुशियां तू भर दे सजदाए मौला मेहरबानी करम कर दे सजदाए मौला मेहरबानी करम कर दे आग ही बस आग है खुशबू है जन्नत में आग ही बस आग है खुशबू है जन्नत में तड़पती इन आँखों को रोशन खुदा कर दे कश्मीर की झोली में रब्बा खुशियां तू भर दे सजदाए मौला मेहरबानी करम कर दे सजदाए मौला मेहरबानी करम कर दे कश्मीर की झोली में रब्बा खुशियां तू भर दे कर दुआ रब्बा मेरे कबूल जान हथेली पे तेरी मर्जी हमको मंजूर न रखना पहेली में जन्नत कश्मीर की नजरें उतार दो मेहरबान रहमत करो इसको संवार दो ना उड़े गम का धुआं रंगे फिजा कर दे कश्मीर की झोली में रब्बा खुशियां तू भर दे सजदाए मौला मेहरबानी करम कर दे सजदाए मौला मेहरबानी करम कर दे कर दुआ रब्बा मेरे पहेली में।
At the outset, I wish to inform you that when the Army Commander took over as Army Commander in command, with respect to IW, with respect to Sadbhavna, set for us by the Army Commander, and we were directed that a de novo approach to Sadbhavna must take place, and Sadbhavna must work towards real benefits to the youth and the people of Jammu and Kashmir. We set out doing that, but no sooner than we could start, the COVID caught up. So few months we were really paralyzed with respect to what to do. Nevertheless, we started with COVID itself. The large amount of sensitization that we started with number of innovative ways, innovative techniques, our own army officers, the doctors, they got onto the mode of making the people aware and educating them as to what they should be doing when the COVID is just about to spread even in the state of J&K. Thereafter, we set out collaborating with various organizations, and we started with the online education because education system was the worst sufferer. So in addition to the facilities extended to Army Goodwill schools, we also actually expanded this facility to any other school, any other group of children or teachers who wanted to benefit from this. In the meantime, we also started looking for how can we get on to skilling the youth for specific jobs that can be taken within the J&K or which are readily available outside. While we were doing that, we started with number of skilling programs. We collaborated with organizations such as IIM Indore. We collaborated with the Adventure Institute, Mountaineering and Adventure Institute, which is there in South Kashmir. We collaborated with large number of organizations, and while we were doing this, this opportunity came our way when we had the first discussion with Music Studio representative Mr. Asthana on 20th of November. This actually appeared to be a very good opportunity for us, and when I briefed the Army Commander, when I wanted to seek his blessings to go through this particular activity, the time actually available was very short. So firstly, I thank the Army Commander for giving the approval, trusting us on us that we will be able to put it through and put it through in a manner that we really designed to do it. As we stand today here, 10 youth have been already selected through series of auditions which have taken place, starting with online audition. The team sitting in Bombay, they were actually receiving the uploads of various people from Jammu as well as Kashmir. We had initially given them one number, but very soon we realized that one number is not enough because the talent pool is very vast and there are a lot of takers for this particular opportunity. We increased the numbers, and by the time we were nearing the physical audition, we already had almost 2,000 people, more than 2,000 people approaching the studios in Mumbai, and they had already uploaded their first take. 7th and 8th, we carried out the physical audition in Jammu. It was held in Blue Radisson Hotel. I myself visited on both the days, and I can assure you that there couldn't have been a better professional way of going about doing it. Indian Idol, I used to consider probably was the epitome of this kind of activity, but it was even far superior than that. The 3 judges who had been flown from Mumbai, they were the ones who were actually taking the auditions. When we went through this, thereafter we did it on 10th and 11th in Srinagar. And Srinagar, by the time this was to take place, the weather was very bad. And we were really struck by this particular fact that how many of them will be able to make it. There were more than 150 youth who had cleared the level 1 through online audition. We got in touch with each and every one of them, and they all said, we don't want any assistance. We even offered them that in case you want any assistance, the RR units are there. They will help you out in reaching Srinagar. They said, even if it involves walking for 2 days, 3 days, we will make it by ourselves only. That is the kind of band will be groomed, and they will be given an opportunity to perform at least at 2 to 3 places while the torch is moving from one end to another end of J&K. That is how we wish to actually introduce this band to their own state of J&K. A lot of people are actually joining hands from Mumbai, sir. The music industry is very excited to actually put its first step into J&K, and they have promised that at least Mosiki Studio is going to very soon start its office in somewhere in J&K, and that is how we look forward to introduction of music industry to J&K, sir. Thank you, sir.
On the stage and address the gathering.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to all of you and welcome to Udhampur. On the occasion of the Army Day today, at the outset, I would like to assure all of you that the Indian Army is totally committed to maintaining and upholding the idea called India. I must also confess at the very outset that this interaction was long overdue. But as you're all aware, we have lived the last one full year, amongst complexities and uncertainties. To start with, we had the COVID Act, wherein we all got involved, in all our battle procedures to fight this pandemic, followed by the PLA action in Eastern Ladakh, which had us totally occupied, and we had our hands full throughout the year. Well, better late than never. Finally, we are today having this interaction, and I once again thank all of you for being present here, despite the constraints of the COVID protocols that you have gone through. In Northern Command, ladies and gentlemen, as you are all aware, we are contending with triple challenges. Firstly, we have the Western adversary, that is Pakistan, which has not yet relented from using terror as an instrument of state policy. Secondly, we have the northern borders, wherein we have seen the Chinese belligerence on the line of actual control, wherein he tried to alter the status quo, which has been contested with resolve and courage by the Indian Army. And thirdly, the internal situation in Jammu and Kashmir, which is stable and under control, but has the propensity to flare up at any time. And then there is the collusivity factor. There is no doubt in our minds that the collusive threat has always existed. And we can see it manifest in so many forms, in entire spectrum of activities ranging from supplying of weapons to Pakistan and sharing of operational practices and so many other things. This threat is real and present danger for us in Northern Command. The conflict paradigm, if you see, of Northern Command, it is complex, volatile, uncertain, and ambiguous, with threats both in the sub-conventional and in the conventional domain. Our relentless operations on the line of control, backed with a robust multi-agency grid in the hinterland, has forced the deep state in Pakistan to change its approach. And they are now in the process of recalibrating their approach on how to handle this situation. The terrorist network and the minders across are trying hard to abet recruitment by extensive use of social media. The DDC elections held recently, however, has conveyed the resolve and the will of the Awam to shun separatism and embrace democracy. The abrogation of Article 370 and the improvement in governance thereof has been a major game changer and has helped restore the faith of the common people in the institutions of the government. The Indian Army has played its designated role of creating an ecosystem of safety and normalcy in which the people can resume to live their lives normally despite the COVID environment. Operation Sadbhavna, as has been today covered in detail, has been pivotal in providing avenues of employment and education to the youth. we are making a lot of effort to wean over the youth and give them better opportunities in their education and employment. The challenges of Eastern Ladakh have been further complicated by the vagaries of the weather and the difficult terrain that is obtained there. The Indian Army has displayed immense grit and determination to match the Chinese belligerents and given them a befitting reply. And today, I am extremely satisfied with all the actions that Northern Command had taken toward the end of August, that was on 29th, 30th of August last year, and now we are perched in a position of operational advantage and are negotiating with the People's Liberation Army from a position of equivalence. Ladies and gentlemen, I have always maintained that the success of the Indian Army is only and only due to the gallant and brave soldiers who have very minimal requirement, but will achieve victory every time, even at the cost of the life. It is never about the weapon, but the man behind it who wins the battle. In the end, I would like to reassure you, all of you, once again, that Northern Command is fully prepared to face whatever the threats there are, be it internal or external. I would also like to thank all of you for having supported us in the past 1 year in a very, very effective manner, and I continue to look forward to your extended support. Jai Hind, and thank you.
Our media friends, whose names have been recommended by the Press Club Jammu for excellence in journalism. I will be announcing their names one by one in sequence. I will request them to kindly come up on the stage and accept the certificate of appreciation from the Army Commander. Mr. to come up and interact with the Army Commander while the group photo is being organized. Thank you.